to Jason's Creative Adventures. A couple of years ago I bought this scroll saw, and I either bought it from Harbor Freight or Menards, and I can't remember which. I'm thinking I bought this from Harbor Freight, and I've never turned it on. I've had it for a couple of years. I took it out of the box right away. I bought extra blades for it, and there's 10, 15, 18, 20, and 25 sizes, whether that's metric or whatever, but I got this. The light's not getting it very well, but it's rather dusty. Got to dust it off. Never turned this on. It's just sat over there with my sanders and stuff and my other stuff that I have used periodically at one time or another. I even used my metal grinder. I'd use it to sharpen my lawnmower blade this weekend or last weekend when I first got the lawnmower open. So I'm going to try to use this for something, and I'm thinking I want to make something, either a drawing I did, or I'm going to look around at some line art. Line art meaning that it's just white paper with black lines with an image, and that way I can take and maybe copy it in my printer and then stick it to, I've got some of this. It's a little warped, but I think I can flatten it out when I put a frame on it. So I'm going to use this, whatever size board this is, but it's pretty thin, and I'm going to use it, and I may or may not take advantage of this hardboard that I got left over from when I made my tracing table. So we're going to get started that. I'm going to find some images. I want something not too complicated, because this is going to be my first time with the scroll saw, so I don't want anything too complicated. Maybe one of my drawings might be best. That wouldn't be so bad. Venom, that'd be cool. So we'll put that over here as a possibility. I got different things, choices here. What I want to do is make a couple of layers of stuff, and I'm going to color the different pieces. So let's see what I can find here. I'm going to look at my own drawings here. I think I might want to do, I might just draw something, because I got an idea. I think I'm going to do my own thing. So this is all Spider-Man stuff. So I do like that Venom, and that is a possibility of putting that on there and cutting it out and stuff. But I've got an even better idea where I can draw my own thing here and scroll saw it out. And the scroll saw is designed so you can take the blade out and put a hole in, and then stick the blade in through the hole like you would with a jigsaw, a handheld jigsaw, to do cuts. But the scroll saw is designed more for minute. It's like a mini bandsaw to doing minute, for those of you that haven't used a scroll saw. So I'm going to attempt to use that, and I'm going to have to do some cutting out. So let's see what I can come up with here. So Okay, what I have in mind here is I like, let's see, do I have one on my wall out here? No, I don't. So, alright. What I can do is this is my symbol of time. This is my own creation. This symbol is. Now, do I want that to be bigger? Maybe, but I need a better pen. Try to fine tune it when cutting it out. A symbol for a superhero I created called Infiltrator, and he has a symbol trying to get these even is not easy. These two, cut those out. And then go like this. I want to make it kind of thick because I'm going to cut outside of these thick black lines. Do I? Pen's fading. The idea will be to cut on the outside of the orange. Alright. Cool. Okay, this has a pretty deep rope on it. Alright guys, you think it's going to be really noisy? I don't know. I think I need to close the garage, it's late. Just be safe, because it might be noisy. Hey, I'm going to plug it in and we're going to see, hopefully, a little speed dial here. Let's get you over here where you can watch it. Well, first time using the scroll saw. Okay, so I just gotta cut these out. More like that. That one. And that one. Okay, so I've been having a little bit of a learning curve. This is pretty easy to change out the blades. You got to release the tension back here to little or nothing, and that way you can push down on this to pop the blade out and put a new one in, or to take it out to put it down into a hole like I've done here, where I drilled a hole. I actually drilled 3 holes just in case I needed them, because this is the first time I've done this. So I'm tightening this back down. I don't even know if I needed to loosen this particular screw. I'm thinking I did this without needing to. So now I need to put the tension back on here. Alright, wasn't looking straight. Alright, let's tighten it back up. Let's hope I put this back together right. I don't know what a proper tightening looks like. Put that back in there. Alright, let's see what happens when I turn this bad boy on. Oh, gotta plug it back in. what you have to do with this thing is you got to make sure this is loosened down. That allows you to push down on this. And then there's a thing just like this one here. Let me show you. Look. Right there. There's a thing there that this sets on. There's one just like it down inside there. And you gotta get it first. And push down on this, set it in that little groove that's right there. And then you want to put the tension back on. Alright, now I'm gonna sand using my belt, my strip sander. Alright, neither one of these has, perfectly straight edges. I'm gonna have to cut things out whenever I plug stuff in. So, anywho, let's lay this all out and see which one we want to use. See how we want to cut this stuff out. And do we want to make perfectly squared? Do we want to do a round thing? And I might use the actual bandsaw right over there. Bring it over here, plug it in. Alright, I'm arranging these how they're kind of supposed to go here. And let's see. And there you have it. I'm not done yet, obviously. I got to cut these out on the bandsaw and get them cut out. You know, or maybe use the jigsaw, cut them out roughly, and then sand them on the disc sander down finer, and then I can paint them, and then I'm either going to lacquer or polyurethane them after I paint them. So let's see how these come out. Alright, let's check it out. Alright, looks pretty good. Okay, now I'm gonna cut this stuff out. So they all turned out pretty good. I'm just gonna use my strip sander here to fine tune some of the sanding. Then we might do some hand sanding, get some of that paper off, and get ready for the painting and try to smooth out the edges on this. So that was the symbol of time. This is the symbol of Infiltrator. I gotta fine tune that curve so it looks a little better. Do the border a little better. This one's pretty good. I'm just going to smooth it out so it's not so jaggedy. I figured it'd be better if I did that in the strip sander than trying to do it on the bandsaw, because I might make a much bigger mistake on the bandsaw and make a big old cut that I can't fix. So yeah, that turned out pretty good. So there's just got to do some sanding and stuff. So here we go. Alright, well, that's what they look like now. I'm going to take a small hand sander and just lightly go over to the top. Now we're going to go move to the painting stage. I think they're good enough. So we're going to paint. I tried not to sand this too much because it feels like kind of delicate, and I don't want that sander vibrating this busted because there's a lot of thin parts here. So time to move on to the painting stage. Alright guys, this is what they look like before. I'm going to polyurethane them and try to get a glossy finish so it looks all professional looking, but there they are. Alright, that's how they turned out. Got them all spray polyurethane. This is what I used right here. My neighbor actually gave this can to me, and I've got the kind I can brush on if I need to on top of this. I may do that now. Now I just got to figure out how I'm going to attach them to the walls, whether or not I'm going to do industrial Velcro, whether or not I'm going to buy some of those little hanging brackets to screw into the back or what. I just haven't decided which method I'm going to go with for attaching them on a wall, hanging them on the wall. So that's something I'm going to have to address later, but they're done. They look great. They look all shiny and everything. So thanks guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to be making more stuff like this. Be making more of my symbols and be finding places to put them. So who knows, maybe I'll glue them to my thing here. But unfortunately, if I glue it to that, the places I would put them would be where they wouldn't be seen on the back side facing the wall underneath the TV. So I don't know. I got to decide where I'm going to put them. I'm probably going to keep them as something that can go on a wall. So that's how they turned out. And I got them hanging off of, I use clear tacks and they're working pretty good. So the Infiltrator symbol, which is the black and blue one up there, it's a little awkward, it's a little off, it's not perfect. That one's kind of a very awkward symbol to make, but those two I am very happy with. Those turned out really good. And several coats of polyurethane. Neighbor gave me a can of polyurethane spray can, and I used that and used it up, and it makes it look really shiny and glossy. I'm really happy with it. So that's the symbol of time. The 3 dots mean past, present, and future, or if they're all present, then it's just general. And then that's the symbol of Arclon. In a future video, I'll talk about Arclon more in depth, but that is for another video, not this one. So that's how they turned out. They're hanging on my wall now. Now I'm going to make more and put them up there. So thanks guys. Please leave a like and leave any comments or questions, and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell and hit all so you're notified of all my future videos when I post them. So thank you very much. Catch you next video. Bye.